And we all know Gary Hall Jr. knows this track. They're ready and they're off now at the 2300, and getting away very quickly is Bark. It's going to go up and take up the front running. Away well was Major Moth coming up on the outside to have a look for the lead, and then came on the outside Bulletproof Boy. Behind them then is Captain's Knock, who's nice and handy to them, from Simply Sam, who's back on the inner. Then we go back to Arden's Ace, beaten for speed, and then we go back to Pete Said So, who races on the outside. Well back in the field then as they run down the side as Malcolm's Rhythm together with Curly James, and given time from the wide barrier to balance up and have a look at things. Never Endings at the tail of the field. They work their way around the turn into the straight now and head down towards the mile marker, and Major Moth has been able to take up the front running. It's Major Moth in front. Second posse as they come down the home stretch here was Bark, and they were followed further back then by Captain's Knock, who's third. Up on the outside without cover was Bulletproof Boy, and four pegs at the moment Simply Sam, Arden's Ace, Pete Said So. Well back in the race now is Malcolm's Rhythm on its outside in Turner's Curly James. Oh, just getting into a slight check there as they work out of the straight was Never Ending. Just seemed to get onto the wheel of the one in front. They work out of the straight now. 1,200 metres left to go. That lead time was 47.9 and the first quarter 30.6. Good run in the van here for Major Moth. Leads the way by 4 metres. In second posse at the moment as they headed to the back is Bark, and then came on the outside of those runners was Bulletproof Boy without cover. Pete Said So gets a good trip. Behind those then as they run into the back 3 pegs is Captain's Knock. The next pair was Simply Sam, who's racing on the inside of Curly James. Never Ending is third last, one off from Arden's Ace. And last of all as they work down the back straight is Malcolm's Rhythm. 29.2 the next quarter, 59.8. It's really going to be a dash home, I reckon, from here, and the leader is still Major Moth. It's the Moth in front of Bulletproof Boy Bark. Then came on the inside Captain's Knock from Pete Said So and Simply Sam. Then came Curly James. It's on the outside and it's tagged by Never Ending. It spots the leader, Never Ending, probably the best part of about 30 metres, and he makes it even more now because Major Moth goes for home. Oh, Bark just got into trouble there and is out of its gear. Going to second, Bulletproof Boy. Never Ending is going to be the deepest. They straighten up. Major Moth in 26.8 tries to break their hearts. Down the outside, Curly James, and Never Ending is starting to hit top gear. Spots Major Moth about 15 metres, but it's closing. It's Major Moth the leader. He's got to get to work on it. It's holding Never Ending for the time being, and it's going to be Major Moth. Have a look at Never Ending. There's a little statement for the Eureka in 2 weeks' time. It stormed home. For third, it's either Arden's Ace at any old odds in a photo with another roughie, Curly James. Then came further back to clock in Malcolm's Rhythm doing its best work late from Simply Sam. Then we go back to Captain's Knock. Behind those then Pete Said So. Bark, it got into trouble near the turn, and Bulletproof Boy near the tail in a rate of 153. Oh, take about both first and second, but gee, Never Ending.